blessed and got the news that I was going to get hired here. When I first came on board, it was like drinking water out of a fire hose because you got so much coming at you, and typically the coaching hiring cycles are conducted, December, January range, and I came in, August, July, and it's tough. And I accepted the challenge, and I thank Coach Fritz for having the faith in me and believing in me to have the task of guiding and coaching a very talented group of backs. But I must say, man, when I got the call, it was a no-brainer because, me being born here and, I was born 5 minutes from where we're sitting right now. My mother attended school here. My wife works for the Saints, and she's down here. My 2 kids go to school uptown. And when I got the call, I was just felt blessed. It was an overwhelming burst of joy for me to have this experience. And I'm gonna give Coach Fritz everything I have. And the first thing I told him, like, look, man, I'm here to serve coaches, staff, and players. That's my sole purpose, and that's what I'm gonna do.
He said that Richard and McMahon were very telling him he should hire you. Just what is that? What your relationship with those guys? And it's like it's a Saints reunion here.
Yeah. Well, we go back. It's the Saints reunion. It's the LSU reunion.
Yeah.
I have great relationships with those guys on the staff, and I was with Coach Dan, with Coach McMahon. We won a Super Bowl together, and me and Coach Rochar, we won a lot of games together. And he's always followed me, and I've also followed him and kept track of his success. Same with Coach McMahon. We were together at the Saints and LSU, and so just that bond is bigger than football with us. You know what I mean? And there's a quote that Joe Vitt, our linebacker coach back at the Saints, used to say, "We're gonna win a lot of big games and we'll walk together forever." And that's something I really held dearly. And at the time, you think, "Oh, that's just lip service, that's just talk," but it's the truth. I mean, I've known Coach McMahon since 2006. It's a long time. And we've always had that relationship. Great guy, great man. I'll do anything for him. So yeah, and also there's the LSU connection, working with Tyler Spots Ogeron.
Right.
Learned a lot from him. Very knowledgeable, great coach. Great tight ends coach. So we had that relationship. We always talked ball. We hit it off right away at LSU, just with bouncing ideas off each other and just hearing how cerebral he is with the game. And then Colin D'Angelo, I met him when he was working at the personnel department with LSU, and he taught me a lot about recruiting on that level. And there's some lessons to this day that I take with me and I utilize and employ in my recruiting game. But yes, a lot of guys, a lot of good relationships, and that's what this game is all about. It's not always, what you know is who you know. Who you know gets you there, what you know keeps you there. And I believe that, and I'm glad. I'm just blessed to be here, back home, around my family, around my kids, and Tulane gonna get everything I got.
It's a little bit different situation than the last time you were here. When you left that time, did you have any idea you'd be back someday?
You never know in this business, man. I mean, I'm an anomaly. I mean, so rarely in this profession are you able to coach in the same state your entire coaching career.
Right.
You know what I mean? So I coached Little League here. I coached high school here. Coached college and professionally in the same state. And that's rare. And I'm fortunate, and I built a lot of great relationships to allow me and give me the opportunity to be able to do that. So I'm speechless. I don't have the words. I'm just blessed.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
So you've got a crowded running back room with a lot of decisions to make on those guys. What are your thoughts on your
Well, we're letting it play out. I told them since day one. I mean, it's a competition. The depth chart is etched in sand, not stone. So they're going to earn their keep. They're going to figure it out. They're going to work. Every day is a competition. I mean, today we had one of our guys had a little nagging injury. So now that's an opportunity for somebody else. Now those reps are increased for the next 4 or whoever's competing for it. So it's a wide open competition, and the best man will play. And all of them have a unique skill set, but we want a complete back. We don't want to have to, take a guy out of game because, you know, his pass protection isn't up to par, or his ability to run a wide zone scheme isn't up to par. We want to build the complete back, and that's what I'm preaching to them. Be diverse. You know what I mean? Be a Swiss Army knife back there. Be an and guy, not a but guy. You know, so I keep emphasizing that, and they've accepted the challenge. It's a great room, and great attitude. They try to work on the details. They study, but we're not there yet. We have a lot of holes in our game that we got to fill, but the willingness to work is there, and if they have that, I can work with that.
What were your impressions of the scrimmage? Nobody, you know, a lot of them, there wasn't a ton of room to run on some of the plays, but I didn't get a good feel.
I thought it went well. I thought they did a lot of good things, to be honest. You know, Shotty did some good things. You know, he ran the counter much better. He hit it up in there better. You know, showed his physicality. He protected well. He knew his assignment and executed his assignment. Iverson hit the hole hard. I thought he did a great job. He played it downhill. He was good with our tight zone schemes, and I was pleased with what I saw in him. And all of them actually got between 6 to 8 touches. So I mean, that's what you want, because you're in an evaluation period, and you want to be able to just see what they can do without a script. You know, just call it and run it. What you gonna do? You know, and the more action you can get like that, the more you could just have them playing football, the better. You know, and not knowing what's coming up, what plays next. That's critical. But yeah, and then Mekhi was hurt, so he did not play at all. And we expect to see him this Saturday. He's gonna get some time. He's progressing well.
Because he needs that.
Yeah, he does.
6 guys, you got room for 4 really to play in a game.
There's only one ball. And so, and then Shedro did an outstanding job. You know, he had a couple explosive plays. He had a little screen play that went well, and he had a wide zone play that went well. And I thought Duda, Arnold Barnes did a great job. You know, he's young. You know, he's 17. He's real immature. But he works. You know what I mean? That's expected. That's true. I was immature at 17. I mean, that's expected. And so he did a good job. He caught a screen which he could have scored on, but he slipped.
Right, I remember.
I told him, get new cleats. He's like, these comfortable, but they don't grip. They don't fall, you know. So he had an explosive play, which was good to see. And he ran behind his pads much better. Sometimes he plays with high pads, but he did a much better job running behind his pads. And I like what I see from him. You know, ball skills. You know, powerful downhill runner. Sky's the limit for that guy. You know, but overall, I'm pleased with the entire room. I think they all have a unique skill set. They all have good characteristics, good traits, and I can't wait to see what happens. But they're still battling. We're working every day, and they're competing every day. It's not the depth chart is not solidified by far.
Thanks a lot. Good to talk to you.
Thank you.
Just kind of piggybacking off of a couple of things you hit on. Coming in on the timeline that you came in, what were some of the challenges of just getting ready to go that late in the game, and how did you kind of handle some of that?
Okay, so the main challenge is when you get a new coach in, you want to get to know your players on a personal level. Before you start camp and you're telling them to do this, you're coaching them to do this, you want to kind of try to build a trust with them first, because they don't know who you are. You want to get to know them. That's what that's what the winter and the spring is for. You know, the start of the new off-season and coaching cycle. That was challenging. Fortunately, I knew a lot of them because I recruited them at previous spots. So that helped me, especially with the Louisiana kids. So it wasn't like I was a complete stranger. So that's the biggest challenge, A. B, totally new scheme. They've had a spring to go through it and fine-tune some things and adjust and tweak things where it's all brand new to you, you know, and, you know, you got to learn the protections, learn the pass concepts, the run concepts, and how the culture, how things are done. You know, you're just learning a new way of doing things. So I would say those are the biggest 3. Getting to know the players, building their trust, picking up on the scheme, and picking up on the culture. So those are the 3 main things, the 3 main challenges coming in late in the game that I was faced with. And like I said, it's like
It's like I was trying to drink out a fire hose, man. It was just coming at you left and right, and you don't want to nag the other coaches too much. Hey, what do I do here? Because they got a job to do.
Right.
You know what I mean? And I take pride in being detailed in what I do and getting my assignment done. And they've been helpful. Whatever I need help on, they've been more than willing to give a helping hand, and they've been great so far. Especially Coach Sherman. He was a running back coach last year. He just moved to wide receivers, and he's been just a huge crutch for me. Anytime I need something, I have a question, hey, how do I do this? Even those, there are unspoken rules that's not in the handbook. There are some things that are frowned upon that you might not know about, and he's helped me with those things, like the things that are, hey, look, you might want to, go to the staff meeting 7 minutes early. I know it says 8:30, but you might want to get there at 8:20. Little things like that. So this staff has been tremendous. We got a great group of guys, and I'm fortunate to have had the opportunity to work with a lot of them before in the past. So I'm pleased.
And you mentioned learning to recruit at a high level up in Baton Rouge and knowing a lot of these guys from previous recruitments. This place has done a really nice job of recruiting the last few cycles too.
Yeah.
What is you can't talk about specific guys, but the pitch out there when it is that time of year or that time of week or whatever it is to keep that going here?
Well, shoot, the pitch isn't any different. We want great players too. We want to win too. We want the best also, and we're going to recruit as such. We're going to recruit, strong, smart, physical, all those attributes that we were looking for at the last spot are going to be valued, and those core values are going to hold the same over here. I love, just me. I love Louisiana kids. Having recruited them for so long. I love the edge they have about them. I love the grittiness they have about them. When their backs against the walls. Not saying that's not like that anywhere else, but I'm one of them, so I know what they come from. And that's what I want. I want somebody like me with talent, obviously more talented, but I want somebody with my mentality playing on Saturdays and preparing and winning games for me. So, so just those same traits, that toughness, grittiness, we want those guys here just like we wanted them at the last spot. So to answer your question, it isn't much difference. We're recruiting the same type of player.